new discoveries. The flora and fauna here have peculiar characteristics. In fact, due to the absence of sunlight, the animals and plants assume a nocturnal behavior. This situation allows the divers to observe attitudes and animals only possible at night. Different types of shrimp live in this almost total darkness. The nudibranches, like shell-less snails, consider this environment ideal for feeding. Like them, several species of fish seek shelter and food there. The luminous colors of these animals are only seen because of the artificial lighting. Under normal conditions, the density of the water absorbs the reds and yellows from the white light, removing their original colors and contrasts. The sea fans open like a flower due to the absence of light. They too are night feeders. The feather worm is one of these graceful animals, dancing while feeding from the movements of the currents. And unlike many other situations, the interest of man for the underwater realm and his presence can be a means of preserving the oceans. For that purpose, one needs to develop respect and caution while in contact with the sea bottom. Jackfish have developed a predatory attitude in groups. They feed on smaller fish, like the silversides, very common in these waters. The octopus, always protected by its chameleon-like abilities, is rarer here than in other parts of the globe. Unlike animals like the hawkfish or the coral grouper. In recent years, tourism has increased a great deal in this region of Egypt. Groups from the international community, both European and American, are mainly composed of divers. As we have said, this activity can be like a double-edged knife. If there is an interest in preserving the habitats, on the other hand, the out-of-hand building of new hotels can lead to high levels of pollution. The effluent of sewers, even of fresh water, can quickly destroy life in the surrounding reefs. The Jackson Reef, bordering the Taran Islands at the entry to the Aqaba Gulf, is still one of the relatively unspoiled underwater heavens. Many ships have sunk in their treacherous corals, half submerged. What an ambiguity. A heaven for some, a hell for others. This hawksbill turtle behaves strangely. It is still friendly to man. We must remember that they were hunted intensively, and the shell used to make several precious objects like spectacles, combs, or pipes. This has almost led to their total disappearance. Ras Muhammad means the head of Muhammad in Arabic. It is one of the best diving spots in the world. Situated at the end of a mountainous rift on a desert plain, the limestone rock enters the sea trough in a quite shallow reef, full of small caves and holes, to disappear into the impossible depths of more than 1 kilometer. It was in this mysterious scenery that Edgar Pierre Jacobs placed the most famous adventures of his cartoon creation, Blake and Mortimer, The Secret of the Spade. The sea fans, which here reach a gigantic size, are colonies of gregarious animals. They too can shelter other animals, like the long-nosed hawkfish, who perches in the branches looking for food and shelter. Even the lionfish, like this Pterois milis, seeks shelter here, when it is not hunting at night time. Big appetite, the green triggerfish seeks food swimming strangely, waving its fins out of sync. The parrotfish feeds on coral. He uses his sharp beak to break and smash them. The different species are easily distinguishable by their colors. besides the animals, the beauty of the bottoms is due to the diversity of the coral species. Nevertheless, for the careless diver, many species can be harmful. Some corals, like the fire coral, can cause severe burns to the skin and leave marks for a long time due to the action of the nematocysts buried beneath the skin layers. Once again, for everyone's sake, the rule is see but do not touch. In spite of the name of Shark Bank, the sharks are very rarely seen here. As in the whole of the Red Sea, sharks are an almost extinct species. As in all of this region, the vertical reef prevails after the shallow area. We still can see the large table corals, named because of the way they enlarge themselves on the top. The eichhorn coral is one of the most typical here, but even more common in the Caribbean, quite far away. One of the most interesting places to visit is the Anemone City, so called because of the enormous number of these animals living here. Their constantly moving tentacles try to capture little fish. Only the clownfish escapes their voracity. This species of anemone can be found in several regions of the world, mainly in the Indian Ocean, around the Maldives or Seychelles Islands. One of the more typical species of the Red Sea is the Arabian angelfish. It is distinguishable by its size, the blue color of its body, and the characteristic yellow stripe of this species. The giant grouper, common to these waters, can easily reach over 1 meter in length. It is nevertheless totally harmless to divers. Travel and hunt in groups is one of the fish's most common means of protection. Their huge number makes the attacks of other predators more random and gives their prey a lesser opportunity of escaping. This is the case with the jackfish, the batfish, and the barracuda. Dar the dolphin has created very close ties of friendship and understanding with Abdullah, and so she inexplicably spends most of her days with him. Nevertheless, to her, the sea has not lost its charm. Once in a while, she squeaks her goodbye song and goes to meet her own species. Thus, other landscapes and animals will join the world of Dar the dolphin.